I think we good. I think we good. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all already know what time it is. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's great? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild. For those of your first time watching, we talk about everything here. So I want to thank y'all for tapping in. Much love as always, each and every episode. I want to thank y'all for tapping in. Remember, we're on every Thursday, every Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Real quick, not real quick, but first off, I want to thank y'all for continuing to support the show. We're on the road to 20,000 subs. We a little over 11,000 subs. So continue to like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to share. Leave dope comments. Engage. Stay engaged in the chat all night long. It's so much fun when y'all engaged as well, giving y'all thoughts and y'all energy, and it means the world to me as well. So again, I want to thank y'all for y'all continued support as always. Also, I want to thank the presenting sponsor of this podcast, which is Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentary, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. That's button hyphenated sign snaps.com. That's button hyphenated sign snaps.com. So make sure y'all tap in. Also, I want to thank y'all for supporting my new EP. Y'all been supporting it from day one. It's on all music platforms. If you haven't heard of it as yet, just type in Ask Lovechild. My new EP, 6 songs full of fire, is called Winners Loyalty for all those true hip hop fans. So make sure y'all tap in and continue to support the album as well. I much appreciate that. What else we got going on? Just tapping, checking my phone real quick because you know how crazy it gets on my phone. So I'm just tapping in on my phone. The quick shout out to my bro Santana, who's normally on with me. Again, we're still working out the connection issue that we're having through YouTube. It's a YouTube thing. It's a platform thing. It's not necessarily our connection. We've done several episodes together, and it's just been kind of clunky. Also, shout out to our guest co-host was Jokey from Jokey Entertainment. Even our connection was also kind of clunky on here, so it's definitely a YouTube thing. They definitely changed the model of streaming, so we're still trying to figure it out. But shout out to those brothers who are with me in spirit. So shout out to them as well. What else we got going on? Okay, okay. Happy 4th for those who celebrate Happy 4th. I don't celebrate the holidays. The only day I celebrate is birthdays, baby. And my birthday is coming up July 18th. Yes, I'm a Cancer, proud Cancer, 6'9", big 6'9", gang, big 6'9" energy. So, a lot of notables. I got a lot of notables, Cancers in the world, like Kevin Hart, 50 Cent, Jim Jones, Shannon Sharp, Anthony Hardaway, better known as Penny Hardaway. So there's a lot of Cancers. Barry Sanders. There's a lot of Cancers out there. So shout out to all the Cancers out there doing their thing. And you already know this is our time, our energy. And we're supposedly getting a year older. So shout out to y'all. Uh, Y'all already know, first segment of the night. That's how we doing it. Y'all already know, popular opinions. This segment is brought to you by OUV Records. You see it right here. Yes. You go to Instagram right now. Well, not right now, but you go to Instagram at OUV Records and stay in tune to the latest music and merchandise. The label motto is create, document, and inspire. So make sure y'all stay tapped into the OUV Records, well, at OUV Records on Instagram. All right, y'all, first segment of the night, popular opinion. And remember, y'all, these are not our questions. These are the world's questions. So stick to the answers in the questions, y'all. Remember, there's always much more fun when you guys are engaged, showing that love and energy. Real quick, I didn't even shout out the chat. Real quick, quick shout out to Ebony in the building. Quick shout out to Culture in the building. Some of our day ones and badge holders. Culture in the building. King P in the building. Treeman in the building. Appreciate y'all tapping, and Ebony in the building. Appreciate y'all tapping. And so again, I want to thank y'all very, very much. All right, y'all. First popular opinion question for tonight. Favorite hip hop duo on this list. Favorite hip hop duo on this list. Number one, Mobb Deep. Number two, Clips. Number three, UGK. Number four, Gangstar. All right, let me know what y'all think in the chat. Again, number one, Mobb Deep. Number two, Clips. Number three, UGK. Number four, Gangstar. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. All these groups are dope. All these groups are excellent. All these groups are legendary in their own right, and have the acclaim. Oh, quick shot, I'm bugging. King Pre, thank you for the gifted. What am I doing? Thank you for the gifted. Appreciate you, King P. Thank you for the gifted. Appreciate this show, the information, energy, and vibes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, King P. What am I doing? I totally just over glanced at, So again, appreciate you for supporting the show, man. For real. All right, y'all. So again, Mobb Deep, Clips, UGK, or Gangstar, favorite hip hop duo on this list. So in the chat, I'm already seeing UGK. Me personally, y'all probably say I'm biased, but I'm not biased. I don't think I'm biased when I say it's Mobb Deep. Mobb Deep. I'm not from Queens, but I love the music. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Brooklyn, but that shouldn't be a New York City thing. It's fire music. The Clips is dope. The Clips have had dope albums, with that Virginia sound. Gangstar is also fire, group from New York. They have their own complete sound, real jazzy, boom bap type of style. And then UGK, fire, legendary group. I think they always been, underground kings in their own way. But when they started working with Jay-Z, it put their platform on a whole nother level. That was the first time I was introduced to UGK, and it made me want to listen to their music even further because these dudes was rapping, even though they was from the South. And I don't want to say even though like being from the South was a bad thing, but a lot of groups or artists, I would say like in the late 90s, mid 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, if you was from the South, you was doing something called rapping. You was spitting bars. So I appreciate UGK for those bars because they always put on. So I always respect UGK's music. So all these groups are well deserving, but I'm going with Mobb Deep. I don't think you don't get any better when it comes to a hip hop duo all time than Mobb Deep. Mobb Deep gave that danger, that criminality feeling and sound in the music. It's like, how do you make a bar, how do you make a beat sound like it should be in jail? Like the beat sounds so dangerous, but it was just so fire at the same time because of the feeling that it gave. And then of course their bars, like come on, like Mobb Deep is just one of those hip hop duos that can be messed with lyrically. The production is through the roof, but lyrically, it holds up. Their music holds up still to this day. So me personally, I'm gonna say Mobb Deep. The chat went with UGK. The rest of the world at 43%. Again, the question is favorite hip hop duo on this list. Again, it was Mobb Deep, Clips, UGK, Gangstar. The chat went with UGK. The rest of the world at 43% went with UGK. UGK. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. UGK again is a legendary group. They're a fire group. Bun B, uh, oh my God, what's light skinned bro that just passed away that was sipping on that scissor? I know his name off the top of my head all the time. It's just I'm on live, but I don't want to go through without saying his name. Pause. Uh, there's Bun B and there's Pimp C. How did I know Pimp C off the top of my head is just like I said when we go live. Sometimes you forget certain things. But yeah, so Pimp C and Bun B, fire hip hop duel. So all right, y'all. Moving on to our next popular opinion question. And remember, y'all, these are not my questions. These are the world's questions. So stick to the answers in the questions. All right. Top fastest declining jobs in the U.S. Top fastest declining jobs in the U.S. Number one, postal service. Number two, postal service jobs. Number two, bank tellers. Number three, cashiers. Number four, transportation assistants. Again, the question is top fasting declining jobs in the U.S. Number one, postal service jobs. Number two, bank tellers. Number three, cashiers. Number four, transportation assistants. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Going through all of these, me personally, I'm seeing less and less bank tellers. Like every time I go to the bank, I'm seeing less and less and less because you could go to the kiosk and get your money on. And I appreciate because I don't have to wait on no long line. It's still kind of intrusive, the old school way of withdrawing your money from the bank when you go there. When somebody hands your card, they looking in all your accounts, they want to have a conversation with you and all this that, and the third. Like, nah, just give me my money, bro. So I'm not surprised that you're seeing less and less bank tellers out there. As far as cashiers, again, due to the kiosk or self-checkout line. So I'm not surprised at that. Transportation assistants, we've been seeing that kind of, I thought we've seen those kind of jobs increase based on, people that are sick. They need help with, I forget the exact term that they call that, but you have assistance to help people to transport people who are sick. Postal service jobs, I'm not sure on that. But it's always what's the movie Hollywood Shuffle. Hollywood Shuffle, a great movie where it was just a part that the grandmother will always say there's always work at or is always work at the post office, and she kept telling her grandson that because he was trying to become an actor. So it's funny how we in 2025 and then now there's no work at the post office. So all right, y'all. So me personally, overall, I started with bank tellers, but I'm gonna go with cashiers. I think there's that's probably the fastest declining jobs because of self checkout lines. So I'm going with cashiers. In the chat, they're going with cashiers. The rest of the world at 49% went with bank tellers. Bank tellers. Again, I said bank tellers at first because again, like real talk, bank tellers is only there when we really need like extensive work as far as our accounts when we go to the bank, whether it's a business account, whether we have questions on what's the benefits of opening a new account or having an existing account. So they're needed there for that. They're not necessarily needed for withdrawing money. We could do everything with the mobile app. You could do everything outside at the kiosk or inside at the kiosk. I think their stuff is more extensive type of work that needs to be done at the bank teller. So I'm surprised that it was the answer. Bank teller at 49%. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment. Hollywood Need to Ask Us. Came up with this segment because Hollywood, I mean, y'all see it, man. Look at the type of movies that we getting. There's no intrigue, there's no creativity, there's no build up. Like, where's the ideas for great movies? So I got better ideas for movies and movie series. So my Hollywood Need to Ask Us, I would love to see a movie series 8-episode movie series based on the British R&B group called Loose Ends. For those who don't know who Loose Ends, they're one of my music influences as far as their sound and just their talent. They was playing live instruments, they was singing, but just that type of sound and energy alone, that feel good, that soul, I even incorporate that in my music as a hip hop artist. My music is more so considered hip hop soul because I include that feel good, that jazzy, it's that boom back. It's all that all in one. So I want to see a movie based on them and their contributions to music. They bestly known for late 80s all through the 90s fire group that made their way to the states, and they was killing in the states. So I want to see a 8-episode movie series based on their life on and off the stage, and the before and the after, and so on and so forth. Group members such as Jane Eugene, Steve Nicole, and Carl McIntosh forms the original group of Loose Ends. So I would love to see this movie. I think it will be top tier fire. And again, when they came out, their style was so different. And again, that sound and that music, it just captured you. So if you don't know who they are, after the show, check out who they are and you'll see what I'm talking about. That music is fire. So I would love to see that. And you couldn't tell me that you got two guys and a woman in the group that there could have been some on and off romances. You know what I'm saying? Like we heard about, the on and off romance with the Fugees, with Lauryn Hill, with Wyclef, with Praz, that there was some uh, you know off-camera romances and things of that nature. So I wouldn't be surprised if they uncovered that as well. Shout out to Riley in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Did you look at Quinn J? I did not. I did not. I'm glad you remind me. I did not. I'm gonna tap into that. Shout out to Sebastian, man. Appreciate you tapping in. I'm coming through. Better have my money. I'm coming to collect. I feel you, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's 2025. Get your money on. Get your money on. You know what? Uh, Riley, I'm gonna look Quinn J right now, and I'm gonna have it to check out later. Quinn J. So I got it right now. I see the Instagram done popped up, so I'm gonna tap into that definitely later. But appreciate y'all tapping in. Please hit them likes, y'all. Hit them likes, hit them hearts, hit them 100s, hit the flowers, hit the party sign, whatever that you hit, do it with love. And I appreciate y'all tapping in. Hit one of those just to show that love. I appreciate it, y'all. Thank you, bro. He is my homie. Got you. I'm gonna tap in. I'm gonna check him out. I'm definitely check him out, man. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment, our must-see segment. Y'all know how I do with the must-see, man. I don't play no games when it comes to fire movies for y'all to tap in and check. I'm gonna give y'all movies y'all never heard of, right? Y'all know that, right? You know what I'm saying? I just do that. I'll tell you this. One of these movies y'all probably heard of, but y'all probably never seen it. But I threw y'all alley-oop tonight. I took a break tonight. So, but two of these I know y'all never heard of. I just know that off the bat. Y'all never heard of. He does trumpet and rap combined. Oh, that's fire. Like I said, I'm gonna definitely check him out. So you're not going to give me that money. Let you borrow some money back in '95. I want the interest. Yo, you funny, Sebastian. So I borrowed some money back in '95. '95. How old was I in '95? My goodness. I was what, 9, 10 years old? Oh my God. Whew, that's crazy. That's crazy. He want all the interest. We in 2025, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of interest, bro. You know what I'm saying? Chill. You gotta let me slide on that. You feel me? You gotta let me slide, bro. Gotta let me slide. All right, y'all. Must see movies, must tap into. My first movie came out in 2006, directed by Robert Iskov. This movie stars Gary Coleman, Todd Bridges, Bobby J. Thompson, and Cedric Anderson III. This movie is called Unauthorized Story of Different Strokes. This movie is about the Different Strokes show, legendary show. Gary Coleman, what you talk about, Willis. This movie shed so much light on the true story of what happened. It was unauthorized, but it was still based on the truth, and it's kind of scary how this unfolded. And the show was so successful, you wouldn't have thought all this was happening in the background. So it's a must-see movie. You can catch it on Tubi. It's really a good movie. Very great informational purposes on the culture. So, you know, in order to know where we're going, we got to know where we coming from. So make sure y'all check out this movie, Unauthorized Story of a Different Strokes. Quick shout out to Love, Loyalty, and Success. Appreciate you tapping in. I lent him money too, Sebastian. Oh, so all y'all in the chat that lend me some bread. That's what you telling me? That's what you telling me. All y'all in the chat that lent me some bread. That's what we doing tonight? So after July 4th, this is how y'all get at me, right? This is the type of love y'all have for old Ash. Really? I feel you. I feel you. Salute, bro. Appreciate that, man. But yeah, so make sure y'all tap into the unauthorized story of a Different Strokes. Next must-see movie came out in 1992, directed by Emil R. Damn. Emil Ardelino. This movie stars Whoopi Goldberg, Maggie Smith, Harvey Keitel, Jennifer Lewis, Wendy McKenna, Kathy Namai, and Bill Nunn. Legendary Bill Nunn. Rest in peace, Bill Nunn. This movie is called Sister Act. Not Sister Act 2. Most of y'all probably seen Sister Act 2. But the original Sister Act. Fire movie. The premise is just so live, where you have a lounge singer who's night in, night out trying to get it, trying to do her thing, perform. She's in a relationship with a mobster. Witness the mobster body somebody, and you have to watch the rest of the movie. It is funny. The story is intriguing, and this is a fire movie. Storyline, acting is through the roof. So make sure y'all tap in to see Sister Act. Third and final must-see movie came out in 1989. I took it way back. This movie is directed by Arthur A. Selderman. This movie stars she's a legend on legends. Felicia Rashad, Michael Phillip Thomas, the legendary Michael Phillip Thomas, Terry Austin, Danny Kamen, and Gus Corrado. This movie is called False Witness. Fire movie. You can catch this on YouTube. Fire movie about a talk show host jogging, doing her thing, and she wound up getting assaulted and mutilated. And you have to see the rest of the movie. I won't ruin it for y'all. I won't spoil it for y'all. So make sure y'all tap in to see False Witness. So my 3 must-see movies, y'all. Y'all must see them. Again, number 1, The Unauthorized Story of a Different Strokes. Number 2, Sister Act. Number 3, False Witness. So make sure y'all tap into these movies. I guarantee you, these are some fire. Trust me. All right, moving on to our must-hear. Must tap into this music. Y'all know how I do when it comes to the music. I deal on a different vibration. I know we got R&B fans, hip-hop fans. Make sure y'all tap into this, all right? I'm going to do R&B tonight. I brought them up a little earlier, Loose Ends. Tap into their music. Put these 3 songs on your playlist by Loose Ends. Make sure y'all tap in. Fire music. Number 1, Slow Down. Number 2, Hanging on Strings. Number 3, Don't Be a Fool. I guarantee you, y'all heard of these songs before, because artists now and just from the 90s and early 2000s been sampling their music. Their stuff is fire. So make sure y'all tap into, again, the group is called Loose Ends. They R&B. Number one, slow down. Number two, hanging on strings. Number three, don't be a fool. So make sure y'all tap into Loose Ends. I'm telling you, y'all not gonna regret. Fire, fire music. All right, y'all, moving on to must read books. Must get your, I'm telling you, get some good books in your life. It's gonna take your life to a whole new level, man. All right, so my must read book tonight is called Police Interactions: How to Interact with the Police. I know some of y'all in the chat like, yeah, I already know how to act with the police. Nah, this book right here can save your life, seriously, especially for those who don't, or for those of, or for most people that have just a natural fear being around police. So make sure y'all tap into this book. Again, it's called Police Interactions 101: How to Interact with Police, and this book is by Kathy Harris. So make sure y'all tap into that book. It's a great, great book to again, fundamental stuff to just know how to deal with the police. So make sure y'all tap in to that book. Shout out to Andrew in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. I hope you're not being weird. I would hate to give you some tickets to the block party, but I will. And I will hook you up with a nice song on your way out as well. So please, please, please don't make me do it, because I will. And we will boogie on your behalf. Shout out to Dizzy in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate those fires, man. Appreciate your support. Do it, bum. You on my platform calling me names? You're a weirdo. You're a weirdo. I know you want that attention, so I'm gonna stop right here. Have a good night, sir. If you're not here to support, then go, weirdo. And your name is Andrew on top of that. Get out of here. Bro, send your location. I feel you. I feel you, no doubt. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next one. I send them to Turkey. Send them to Turkey or nah. Send them to Turkey or nah. Y'all already know you either type T or you type N. Type T, type N. We came up with the segment because it's been an ongoing thing with the show. It's an inside joke with the show where Turkey has one of the strictest laws around. And y'all already know they will lock you up for just, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I got you. Shout out to Andrew. I may hook you up real quick. Shout out to Andrew real quick. Hold on, Andrew. Hold on. I'm gonna get your tickets right. I'm gonna get your tickets together. Hold on. Since you want that work, I got you. Don't worry, Andrew. I got you. Don't worry about nothing. I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna hook you up. Hold on, Andrew. Stay right there. Stay right there, my brother. I'm gonna hook you up. All right. Before you go, right? I'm gonna hook you up. Ooh. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Shout out to Andrew, y'all. Yo, shout out to Andrew. Idiot. He was begging for that attention so bad, right? He wanted that so bad. That was fire. You feeling that? You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, all. I'm gonna call you all, man. Appreciate you all. You know what I'm saying? He wanted that. He wanted that energy. I gave him that energy. You know what I'm saying? Just a straight up loser. I don't be understanding trolls, like, you know what I'm saying? But I guess they need it. You know what I'm saying? I guess they need it. Shout out to him, man. Weirdo. All right, y'all. So again, send them to Turkey or nah. Send them to Turkey or nah. All right. So remember, hit them N's or hit them T's in the chat. Hit them N's or hit them T's in the chat. All right, y'all. Send them to Turkey or nah. The New York Knicks just hired Mike Brown as their new head coach. Are we sending the New York Knicks decision to hire Mike Brown to Turkey or nah? Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Let me know. Remember, hit them T's or hit them ends. Send them to Turkey or nah. For me, I'm going to say send them to Turkey. I'm going to say that straight up and down. Me being from Brooklyn, New York, y'all know I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan, right? But the NBA is legitimately better when the New York Knicks is a good team, regardless if the Brooklyn Nets is good. We've always been good, by the add. You know what I'm saying? Since we've been in Brooklyn, we always put on. You know what I'm saying? Outside, the last year or two, and that's mainly because we're rebuilding. So that goes without saying, right? But New York Knicks in particular, like the Knicks team is very close to winning a championship, in my opinion. They have almost all the pieces from a player standpoint, almost. And they need the proper coach to get them over the hump. Mike Brown is a good coach. He's coached at several different places, several. But he's not the type of coach that's going to take a team without a superstar and want to win a chip. He does not have that history. Now, he doesn't have a young LeBron James on his team, right? But this Knicks team does have all-stars. They have great players. Superstars, no disrespect to Cat. He's an all-star caliber player. Can he be a superstar? Absolutely. Jalen Brunson, all-star caliber point guard, is an all-star, is a great player, is an all-NBA player. He's a superstar point guard, but because he's miniature, and what I mean by miniature, pause, he's a guard that's under 6'3", 6'4". Those type of guards are normally not your best player on a championship winning team. They could be a big piece, but they're normally not your champions. He's normally not the main player. The last time I seen like a miniature guard lead a team as far as championships is Isaiah Thomas. Some people automatically were like, what about Steph Curry? Have y'all stood next to Steph Curry before? He's not miniature, bro. He's not a short guy. Steph is at least about 6'3", at least. He's not a small individual, and he shoot the lights out. Not to mention, his co-pilot for many years, Klay Thompson, is 6'7". And then when they brought in KD, come on. So, like, what are we talking about, right? So, at the end of the day, me personally, I think they should have brought in Mark Jackson. That's just me personally. I think Mark Jackson, again, a former Knicks player that understands the New York culture, that understands what it takes to rebuild the team. He understands basketball. He's the one that told the world that Steph Curry and Klay Thompson was the best shooting backcourt in NBA history before they came who they really became. He's like, yo, in practice, they shooting lights out. So at the end of the day, like, these guys are the best in the world. Like, yeah, whatever. Shout out to Jordan Thompson. Curry is 6'2". 6'2" is not 5'11". You get what I'm saying? That's not miniature. 6'2" is not miniature, bro. You understand what I'm saying? That's not miniature size. Isaiah Thomas, barely 6 foot. Brunson is not 6'2". Brunson is more so 6 foot, maybe 6'1" at best. You feel what I'm saying? And so it's not about the small things, but normally a guy his size, even though he has so much ability, he's in my opinion, he's the best scorer on their team. He's the best player on their team. Normally, those are not the guys that's going to lead you to win the championship. There's always a bigger piece to that. You get what I'm saying? He's not the main focal point. So, again, hiring Mike Brown, the Knicks will look a little different. They just brought in Jordan Clarkson and will help from the on the bench play. But at the end of the day, coaching matters. And the culture of the coach that you bring in matters. Like, think about this. The Knicks brought in Jeff Hornacek. They brought in Derek Fisher. They brought in Thibodeau. These guys were great players or great coaches and still are, right? Or good, right? Um, but none of them understand New York culture like Mark Jackson. None of them. I don't. As good as a player that Jeff Hornacek was, Derek Fisher was in their own right, they don't understand New York culture the way Mark Jackson does. They haven't been around the greatness like Mark Jackson has been around greatness and see the greatness. So if he would have been a part of this Knicks, well, if he would have been the new coach, I would have been all for it, and I think it would have took him to the next level. Me personally, so that's why I'm sending this to Turkey. So me personally, I'm going to head out. Don't forget to appreciate you tapping in, Riley, man. Appreciate you tapping in. Shout out to Pro in the building. How many? What do you say? How many Okay, hit them hearts, hit them hearts, hit them hearts. Shout out to Thomas Jordan in the building. Keep up the great work, man. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate you. Appreciate you supporting the show. I really mean that. I really do mean that, man. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next one. Send them to Turkey or nah. Send them to Turkey or nah. The government of Peru officially classifies people of trans people. I'm sorry. The government of Peru officially clarifies trans people as mentally ill. What do y'all think about that? Again, the government of Peru officially classifies, I say clarify, classifies trans people as mentally ill. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Are we sending Peru to Turkey or not? Are we sending them to Turkey or not? Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Me personally, I'll probably get some sort of flack for this, but no. I'm a believer of God. And whatever you're born as, if you see yourself different from what you're born as, it's not for me to call you mentally ill, but there's a connection problem where what you're supposed to be and what you feel that you are, how you was raised, it could have been in the food. It could have been the things you was exposed to. It could have been a multitude of things. But you are who you are. And I'm not going to go back and forth with anybody that feels like if they're a natural born woman and they feel like a dude or vice versa. That's not for me to argue with them. Me personally. I honestly could care less on what they feel like they are as long as they the best version of their self. Right? Because if I didn't make them, I can't break them, and vice versa. If you didn't make me, you can't break me with anything. But Peru classifying this as that, I'm not going to send them to Turkey because that's how they feel as their government, as their own entity. If that's the way they feel, that's the way they feel. We got to stop thinking that if I feel a certain type of way, that's what it is for everybody else. You don't get to dictate how everybody else view you and see you. Now, there's things that you can put up with and vice versa. It's some things that you could allow as a human being, as an adult, but you can't tell somebody to make provisions for you just because you feel a certain type of way. And I think most people, it really hits home when they start having children and you start going to community parks and, if you have a small child, your child always have to use the bathroom somewhere. Like if you're a father of a daughter and there's a man who feels like a woman, you will feel a type of way if your daughter has to go use the bathroom and then this man is in there. But he's dressed as a woman. He views himself as a woman. That's how he feels as a woman. But you as a father, you would feel a type of way about that. Because I know I did. Oh, I should say I know I do. Well, my daughter is grown, but at the time when she was little, I would feel a type of way if she was going into the woman's bathroom and the dude who is trans is in there. It's like, yo, bro, you need to come up out. Seriously. Because, again, that's just what it is. how he views himself is how he views himself. I'm not going to argue on how somebody viewed himself. So I'm not going to argue with Peru on how they view their country on not making provisions. Like, even myself as a cultured man, and the reason why I say cultured, because I don't like to refer to myself as black, because I'm not 3/5 of a person, and I don't come from 3/5 of a people. So as long as I call myself black, as long as the people that I come from, people that's watching, we call ourselves black, because that's not what we are, we will never get the true nature of what we're owed to this country. Case in point, because I feel that way does not mean the country is going to make provisions because I feel that way. How many trans people is going to speak out because I feel that way? Not many. So again, if a trans person wants to be trans, that's their prerogative. I'm not going to argue on how you feel, but if Peru views it as a mental illness, then that's on Peru to say that. So I'm not going to send them to Turkey because of that. Let me check out some of the comments. Y'all going in the comments, so I'm gonna tap into some of this. Shout out to Thomas again. Just some BS there, people too. Okay. Shout out to Thomas again. I don't get why other people get so wrapped up into what someone else is doing. It kind of along the lines of what I'm saying, because again, I don't care what other people got going on, because whatever other people got going on, it doesn't harm me. Like you like, I ain't gonna lie to you, right? When I was coming up, and it'll be a girl that I like, and like some of my friends be like, "Oh, you like her? Like she alright? She ain't all that, bro. You could do a whole lot better." Like, hold on, excuse you. Like, I like her. I think she fine. I see what I see. You know what I'm saying? The beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But in the back of my mind, I'll be like, damn, they don't think my girl all that? Like, that's crazy. So as I got older, I had more of the idea was like, whoever I think is beautiful, they beautiful. And then it'll be funny once, like, my friends, see me with this woman, be like, yo, bro, I ain't gonna hold you, yo, you're shorty bad. And be like, see, that's all it takes, you know what I'm saying? So I learned how to live not for other people validation. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I bring that up, not worrying about other people validation. Shout out to One Random Man. I love that name. I'm wearing, okay. Jalen 20, I need that. Okay, Ayo, this is what a rap podcast is about, XD. Shout out to Marcio. Okay, my boy Tom is back in the building. That's why I think MAGA is weird as hell. They're all in their feelings and always getting upset. Speaking with truth, wise words, man. Appreciate that, man. Like, I really believe that whether you're left or right, it really doesn't matter. And the reason why I say that, because it matters to some degree based on the fact who you want to surround yourself with, right? Now, if you have different views than somebody, you have different views than somebody. Simple and plain. Doesn't mean you have to stop or fight or not support them or whatever the case may be. We all have different views. So again, people going to live their life the way they want to, but I can't expect the government to make, concessions because of how I feel. So if they don't feel that way, then that's what they own. All right. All right, y'all. Moving on to another one. Send them to Turkey or not. Send them to Turkey or not. A popular Houston barber. A popular Houston barber has started a $150 membership a month for haircuts. And this $150 membership includes 4 haircuts a month. Are we going to send that to Turkey or not? Remember, type T's in the chat or type N's in the chat, whether we're going to send it to Turkey or not. Me personally, I'm not going to send this to Turkey myself, me personally. I mean, I've seen some very ridiculous things on social media regarding haircut prices. I've seen dudes say that they charging three grand for a cut. $1,500 for a cut, $600 for a cut. It's like, yo, y'all are tripping. Again, I'm born and raised from Brooklyn. Let me go sit down in a chair and bro tell me, yeah, Ash, your haircut is $600. Your camera did not freeze. I'm just going to look at bro. Say that one more time. I couldn't hear you properly. Yeah, it's $900 or $600. Okay, you said 35? No, it's 600. 35, right? 35, because you're not, bro, especially for me, what are you cutting? What are you cutting? Cutting my sides. You doing, you know what I'm saying, the chef work up here. That's about $35. 600? Nah. Now, I can understand if you're getting like a hair process, hair treatment, like, you know, for guys who are bald and they want that, you know, they want the, you know, they want the hair, the hair process and all that stuff. I can understand them charging more than what they would charge for a haircut because they actually put it on here, like there's a process to it, right? But if you going in there getting Caesars, getting fades and all that stuff, $600 and up is ridiculous. $100 and up is ridiculous. So $150 a month is actually not bad. If you think about it, that's about $35, a little bit like about $35 a month for that. Now, if they was to add a free shape up on top of that, so you get one free shape up plus 4 cuts a month, but you got to be a part of the membership. I could bop that. Pause. You know what I'm saying? I could get down with that. Because if you think about it, if you say, you know, because $50, $150, right? Break that down, 4 cuts, 75, 25, no, 75, divide 75 twice. Yeah, it's about $34. Yeah, $34, 35, 34 and a half. So I could get down with that. So I'm not going to send this to Turkey. I'm not going to do it. So I think that's a great idea. They should implement that. But I'm still from a time where haircuts used to be like, you know, $20, $10. You know, I could get down with the 25. You know, I pay now, you know, $35, $40 for a cut. But, you know, you know what I'm saying? I could get down with that. I could get down with the $150 a month. And that would make more sense because the cheaper the haircut, the more people you're going to have coming in the shop. So I think they should. So I'm not going to send this to Turkey at all. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next one. Send them to Turkey or not. Remember, put them T's or them ends, them T's on them ends in there. Shout out to Jennifer in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Again, y'all hit them hearts, hit them hearts, hit them hearts, hit the 100s, hit them party signs, whatever that's in your thing. Hit that for me, please. All right, y'all. Send them to Turkey or not. Remember, type in T or N in the chat. T and N in the chat. All right. Former receiver of the Seattle Seahawks, former wide receiver of the Seattle Seahawks, Tyler Lockett revealed that he remained a virgin until he got married at the age of 30 for religious beliefs. Again, are we sending that to Turkey or not? Type in T for sending to Turkey or type in no because we're not sending that to Turkey. Shout out to Jennifer. Can I sing? Can you sing? Can you sing? You got the vocals like that, Jennifer? You know what I'm saying? If you got the vocals, let me know. Let me know you got them vocals. But again, y'all type in T or N in the chat. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Me personally, I'm going to say nah. Because, like, why would he lie about this? Why would he lie? The chat is saying T. But why would he lie about this? I mean, I get it. He's a football player, an NFL football player at that. And they going to have all types of women throwing themselves at him. I get that. But being that his religious beliefs is tied to it, I can believe it. I can believe it. Can you imagine a world that 75% of our population did not have sexual relations until they got married. Can you imagine that? I'm saying it'll be less diseases out here, and there would be more families. And in my opinion, I think marriage should be in reverse. Like in this country, it's easy to get married, but hard to get divorced. I think it should be the other way around. I think it should be extremely hard to get married and very easy to get divorced. Because when you want something bad enough, you're gonna do the steps that it take to do it. So it's like, yo, you want to be married? They went through all the steps, all of this and all of that to actually do it. So I think you will see less divorces happening if they had it that way. But I can believe it. I can believe the fact that he waited till the age of 30 to engage in sexual behavior because of his religious belief. Religion is heavy on most people's heart and mind, their spirit. It's all encompassed to their upbringing, and I can see that. I can definitely see that. Even him being a football player, a great player at that. So I'm pretty sure he had tons of access in college. For those who don't understand college athletes and being a football player in college, I mean, the opportunities to get it popping, it happens on a daily basis. It happens hourly, actually. Like, it's really like that. When you're a college athlete, especially a football player, the access and availability of women that's down for the pound. So I can believe it. And I believe Tyler Lockett went to Kansas State. So, I can believe that. I can believe that, he went through that and, and did not engage in those activities until, he found the right one, until he was 30 and got married. So I could believe that. So y'all sending that to Turkey in the chat. Shout out to I Am in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Hello, I enjoy watching you. I use via another live. At least this one is interactive. You are in the shower. Okay, man. I appreciate you. I Am. Hit them hearts, man. Hit them hearts. We're on every Sunday, every Thursday at 10:30 p.m. Again, it's Can the Brothers Get the Rap podcast, and I am Ashley Lovechild. Appreciate that. All right, y'all. Moving on. Y'all already know what time it is. It's time to rap. This segment is brought to you by Button Snaps. Again, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentaries, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. Button hyphenated sign snaps.com. That's button hyphenated sign snaps.com. All right, first hot topic of the night. Arby's is buying Buffalo Wild Wings, the franchise. They're buying them straight out. And, let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Shout out to I Am again. I Am just subscribe, man. Appreciate that. Welcome everyone. Please appreciate that, man. I appreciate I Am. Wow, that's dope, man. Shout out to Anna in the building. Ukraine or Russia? Question. Nope, we're not doing that tonight. But appreciate you tapping in. Hit them likes. All right, y'all. Again, Arby's is acquiring Buffalo Wild Wings. What do y'all think about that in the chat? Me personally, I think it's a good idea. People are very surprised how successful Arby's is. Like, they got locations all over the place, and because they are foundationally in sandwiches, and they got Ving Rhames doing the welcome to Arby's, and we got the beef. Pause. It's a thing where people see it. They get that voice in their head. We got the beef. That people go in and support. So Arby's is underratedly successful. And for them to acquire Buffalo Wild Wings, I think it's a great idea. Buffalo Wild Wings, most of the Buffalo Wild Wings I go to have, have a good chicken wing. You know what I mean? You have a good time at Buffalo Wild Wings. So to combine the two and the menus on top of that, I think it could be fire, low key. I think it could be fire. You get you a sandwich, get you some wings on top of that. Those are some fire combinations right there. If you want to sit there and enjoy some food, especially junk food. So I think it's a good idea for them actually doing that. I think that will work based on their menu style and based on their own entities being, somewhat successful, but RB's being uh, surprisingly successful. A shout out to brother Abdul in the building, man. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Hit them likes, hit them likes, hit them likes. Rap died when DMX did. No, 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 no. Rap is not dead. Rap is just different. And there's still people who bar for bar still get busy. You're looking at one of them. After the show, just type in Ashley Lovechild on any music platform. Type into that Ready to Live album. It gets crazy, you know what I'm saying, on them bars, you know what I'm saying? So, but not just myself, but seriously, there's a lot of artists out there that still are embarked into the natural style of hip hop. You just gotta find them. I know in the main media of music, that's not what's out, but you can't go by what's main media on who's good. You gotta go find it. So that's the best part about rap music today, or being in music today, is that once people find you, they support you. They don't support you halfway. They go all in. So I love that. I love that fact. When hip hop really started, I don't want to say hip hop started, but like in the golden era, most people who was popular was the ones that was really celebrated. Now you don't have to necessarily be, because popular is like you could be Instagram popular, you could be TikTok popular, you could be YouTube popular, you could be Apple. Like there's so many different platforms that people are popular on, that once you find it, people support it. So that whole popular word is kind of like it's kind of like a double-edged word. You know what I mean? So, but when you find good music, continue to support it, man. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm still stuck with DMX. Incuba times would give you listeners. Still to this day, my favorite DMX song, and I work out to the song, and I probably listen to it 10 times in a row because it's so emotional, especially when I get tired. For some reason, when this song come on, my energy, I turn into Rocky and Rocky 4. Like I feel like I'm running through the snow with the weighted boots and a log on my back. Like I feel like the sweat, the glit, all that. I feel like Rocky is Lord Give Me a Sign by DMX. It's a cheat code for me. I think it's a triggering song for me because if I'm working out or if I'm playing a sport, if I'm playing against you, you're going to lose if that song come on. That song just gets me hyped. So shout out to brother Abdul, man. Appreciate you. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. 35-year-old Dr. Zai Allen Chai. Dr. Zai Allen Chin. Dr. Zai Allen Chin pleaded guilty to multiple counts of rape and SA, both to acquaintances and female hospital patients. Over 50 counts are all included of this encounter for a 35-year-old doctor. I'm glad they got him. Can you imagine? Like, I don't think doctors realize the type of power that they have when people, like, we're really left under your mercy, especially if we're in some sort of medical type of situation where we could be out of consciousness. And for him to use that type of power for that, he deserves to be in the worst type of jail. The worst type of jail. Like, I seen a documentary not too long ago called Surviving Ohio State. And it was talking about a doctor who had access to all the athletes, wrestlers, the football players, the basketball players, just all the athletes. And he was like their top doctor. And regardless of what was going on with the athletes, when they were going to the office, his fundamental thing was say, yo, drop them. He was like, what? Like, there's something wrong with my eye, doc. Yeah, I hear all that, but drop them. He was like, what? Like, drop your drawers, bro. Like, what are we talking about? You wasting my time. Nah, doc, something's wrong with my ear. Something wrong with my neck. Drop them. It's like he had to see their private parts. Then he was doing stuff to, he would try to take showers with them while they're in the showers. And then one particular time, one of the former wrestlers was talking about where the doctor actually raped him, where he was, his body was just feeling so exhausted from wrestling, and he ended up going to the hospital. The doctor was also promoted to, a special consultant of the hospital. He came, and the doctor was like, yeah, I'm gonna take really good care of you. He gave him some sort of medical medication, and it numbed his whole body. And the player was like, I don't have no way of getting home. Like, I can't physically move. The doctor took him home, and when the kid woke up the next morning, he realized he's been violated. And for somebody to have the access to do something like that to anybody, man or female, is a monster. This person, 35-year-old, Zai Allen Chin, deserves to be in the worst type of jail, in the worst type of prison, and never is allowed to come out. He did this to over 50 women who was either acquaintances or female hospital patients. So there's no room for anything like that when people have that type of access to put your body basically in a slight coma where you can't move, you can't do nothing, and they just violate you. Like, that's crazy. Like, whatever happened to using your personality to sleep with people? Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to that? Let it be people's decision to sleep with you. Why take the decision away from them? And he did this at 35 years old. To become a young doctor is such an accomplishment. You would think that somebody of his stature wouldn't have to reduce themselves to doing something like that. Like, that's crazy. So I don't understand how he was able to do that, and for it happening for so long, it's just bewildering to me. Shout out to N for tapping in. Appreciate you tapping in. Hit them hearts, hit the 100s in the chat, man. Appreciate you tapping in. Wow, that's a tune. Lord, give me a sign. Oh yeah, back to the DMX. Yes, Lord, give me a sign. Is my joint. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Top prospect Felix Ojo signs the largest guaranteed NIL deal in college football history. Is valued at $5.1 million. So regardless of if he gets hurt, Lord willing that he doesn't get hurt, that the NIL deal, not the school, the NIL deal that he has with the school, and it's not money from the school. People don't realize NIL deals is associated from the associated. I'm sorry, I'm not saying it right. NIL deals is basically businesses that basically use the players as some sort of promotion. So that NIL deal, name, image, and likeness, players are getting paid from that. So the $5.1 million is the largest guarantee. So God forbid if he gets hurt, they still owe him that $5.1 million. Not to mention, separately, now the schools are separately paying the players on scale, but now they get money from the school and money from NIL. So this player, top prospect, offensive lineman, Felix Ojo, signs the largest guaranteed deal in college football history, again, valued at $5.1 million. Big, that's big. That's big. That is huge. Pause. I think this is great for the game. I think these players, these young kids, are owed this money. Anytime I hear football programs are spending $180 million to revamp the field, to add sections, to take care of the football facilities. So y'all got 180 mil. So I get 3 meals. I get somewhere to sleep. I get somewhere to work out. That's what I get. I get a free education. Is it free? Or am I paying for it because people are coming to see me play? So if my education is worth $30,000, do you know how much these programs are making week to week? That 30,000 is a drop in the bucket. So if you got 100 players, mind you, all 100 players don't get scholarships. So that's to say so for real reality, I believe there's 75 players to 80 players get scholarships. So we're talking about $2.4 million in scholarship money. They make that just with merchandise. So yeah, I want my money on. So I'm glad that this kid was able to do this for himself and his family, because at the end of the day, that money is more beneficial for him and his family. $5.1 million is really generational money. Some of y'all out there that's saying, well, that's not a lot of money. That is a lot of money, especially when most families don't make $5.1 million. Well, especially when most people don't even make $100,000 a year. Only the 20% make $100,000 a year. 80% of our country right now don't even have $10,000 in their bank account. What are we talking about? So $5.1 million is a lot of money. Off the bat, most people say, well, it's not a lot of money because you're going to buy you $1 million house, you're going to buy you a couple of cars, and then you got to pay taxes. Why do you have to buy $1 million house? Why do you have to buy a whole bunch of cars? Why not take that money, leverage it, and use it as credit so that way you never spend that 5.1? And that credit now you can leverage to get in a policy. Now you live off the credit and pay the interest on the credit and pay back what you borrowed to get the credit, so you live off the credit. So that way you never have to spend $5.1 million. You pay you pay that $100,000 towards taxes. Then you take another $100,000 to pay the other set of taxes. Then you take another $100,000, and then now you could do all types of fun stuff with your cash. Generational money. But off the back, when most people hear like, oh, $5.1 million, we automatically think to spend. You don't need $1 million house, because houses, it goes up and down with the market. You could get you a very nice house anywhere from, you could get you a very top tier house in most places for about $400,000 or $500,000 outside of New York and California. If you don't live in New York and California, $400,000 or $500,000 for a house is basically a palace. Especially if you're in Texas, Florida, you could get you damn near a palace for that type of money. And that's just New York and Florida. Can you imagine somewhere like Kansas or anywhere else in the world, Alabama, anywhere else? New York City, you will spend that type of, you will have to spend about $2-3 million to get that next level house. But do you need that next level house like that? So 5.1 is money that's generational. Just got to know what you're doing with it. Shout out to Ebony in the building. While college players making a lot of money, that is a fact. But as you see, most college players, when they get that little money, they go buy them the thick Cubans, and they gonna get them a chain. They gonna get them a chain. Hard life, buy whatever you need, not what you want. That is a fact. That is a fact. Most people go broke, by buying unnecessary things and not knowing to do with their money. Not realizing there's something called tomorrow, because money is not real. It's a tool. A tool is meant to be used, but it's meant to be used not necessarily for spending. Money is used to make more money. And if you do it right, you can gain interest on that money instead of just wasting it and buying things that you know you can't keep up with, know you can't use like that. Some of my worst purchases have been my biggest purchases. And I'm like, yo, I really didn't need 3 of those. I didn't need 3 of those. I don't need 5 of these. I don't need it. So again, in life, you when you make money, you see your mistakes and be like, damn, I should have did this, I should have did that. So I hope that that's the case for them, and it is generational money. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. I didn't know this. In Nigeria, it's a custom that brides do not smile or laugh until they're satisfied with the amount of money given to them at their ceremony. So it's a part of Nigerian culture where women are sitting in a chair, and the people that come to the wedding, they bless the bride with money, and they do it all at one time. You know what I'm saying? So the bride will not laugh or smile until she sees enough money that's gonna make her, like them bands to make her dance. You know what I'm saying? Until it put a good smile on her face. So I seen a clip of this, and I gotta give it to the woman. Her poker face was top tier. You know what I'm saying? She could have held out a little bit more, but she easily walked away with probably, I would say, about 100 to 250,000. Easily. That's how much cash they was throwing on her, and she was just like, and they kept throwing them hundreds. And one of the guys in particular, he throwing them hundreds. He looking at her, he smiling like, yeah, it's enough, right? And she like, so then they brought out the packs, the 100,000 stacks, all blue crispy hundreds. And I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. You feel me? I would have been, as soon as I seen the pack, I was like, oh, all right, that's how we step it. All right, cool. Kept a poker face. And, of course, when they unloaded after a while, she smiled. So I didn't know that was a custom. So I thought that was so fire. I think that is so fire that, that they have that in Nigeria where, the woman won't smile, won't laugh until she see a suitable amount that's going to satisfy her. Now, question, you the wife, right? So the man is the provider, right? But you getting 250 mil just sitting there, and I'm your husband. Yo, we gonna delegate this money properly. This ain't 250K for you to be playing around with. 250K is so much money, so much use that you can do with 250K. You could literally turn, based on the laws of or the availability that we have in the U.S., you could turn 250 into $1 million. You can do that. Just a little elbow grease, a little discipline, you can turn that into 250. You could turn 250,000 into 100 grand. Especially, like we spoke about before, if you don't just spend it frivolously. If you don't just run it up. I'm gonna go get a Birkin bag. What are we talking about? No, that's delegate this money properly, and you can get as many Birkin bags as you want after we done ran it up. But you don't really need a Birkin bag. It's just unnecessary stuff. But if you can afford things, then buy what you can afford and enjoy. But you're not going to see people feel sorry for you when you're making bad decisions and you know that you're making bad decisions. See what I'm saying? So, shout out to the chat. Wow, okay, I read that. While cosplay making a lot of money, buy whatever you want. Simplicity isn't a bad way to live. That is a fact. I need to move to Nigeria. Wow, come on, Ebony, stop. You don't need to move to no Nigeria. Again, that is dope. That's not an American custom. I wish it was. American custom Like for real, people they come to the women go to the weddings, and the men like we go to the what they call that, the ceremony, not the ceremony, the reception. We go to the reception. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go to the reception because there's a plethora of single women there, and for seasoned gentlemen like myself, I know there's attractive women who are I don't want to say jealous, but they're looking for a companion for the evening, and I would partake in such acts, with these beautiful women because they feel in a type of way. It's something about weddings that make women just, you know, giving and cheerful, and you know what I'm saying. So I'm just saying. So you don't need to do that. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Uh, I want to credit this person on social media, J JF Base Guy. JF Base Guy. I want to credit him with this idea. A shout out to Michael in the building. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Hit them hearts in the chat, man. I appreciate the energy and the interaction, man. All right, y'all. Like I said, I want to credit this person on the internet named JF Base Guy, and I thought it was a great idea. Do we need a Underworld meets Blade movie? Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Do we need a Underworld meets Blade movie? Let me know what y'all think in the chat, man. Let me know. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Hey, man. How are you, sir? Appreciate Justin in the building, man. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Appreciate you tapping in. Again, y'all, do we need a Underworld meets Blade movie? Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Me personally, I would love to see this. This would be, in my opinion, top tier, next level, especially if they do this well. Especially. Like, the legs that Underworld has and Blade, and people, like, we care about the Blade character. We care about the characters from Underworld. I think this will be an absolute home run on this idea. I really do. I think people will be intrigued to see it. And I think if the script is great, the action should be top tier. This will be. I think this will shut down. This will be a blockbuster movie. I honestly believe that. I think this idea will absolutely be fire. Blade trilogy was fire, but Underworld, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of well, you talking about the trilogies of the Blade. All the one and two was dope. One and two was dope. Three was very clunky. It felt very rushed, and it didn't age well because they used certain special effects that just took the movie. Like, what are y'all doing? And come to find out, it was an issue with Wesley Snipes and the guy that plays. Oh my goodness, he plays Wolverine versus what's the movie that just came out not too long ago, y'all? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Deadpool. There was Ryan Reynolds. So they said there was an issue between Wesley Snipes and Ryan Reynolds for that Blade trilogy, and you could tell it wasn't good. But overall, case in point is still valid. Blade fire series. I think this will be a knocking apart. If you really get into Underworld, the Rays of the Lycans, some of their other movies was. I mean, it's just a fire movie. It's to me is a fire movie, and I think people who are very into Underworld are very into Underworld, and I think this would be an absolute fire movie. a knockout of the park for me. Bring back all the people like Dracula and Triple H box office match. I mean, the Triple H was kind of crazy, but I feel your point. I feel your point. Uh, but again, like I said, I think this would be a fire combo to put together. I'm more so intrigued in combo movies. Like for example, y'all know I have this segment called Hollywood Need to Ask Us. Like I said, I want to see a Chucky meets Leprechaun movie. And I would more so say a Child's Play meets Leprechaun, because Child's Play is different from Chucky, right? And the first two Leprechauns was more so like more serious movies. Leprechaun got real jokey, so if they devote their time on the sinister version of those two franchises, that could be a smash hit. I would love to see something like Leatherface versus Michael Myers. I love them combo franchise movies, so I would love to see this in particular. Blade meets Underworld. I think it's seamless to write to this. It's too easy to write to this. There's no way you can have a terrible script to something like this. I think this would be fire. And again, shout out to J F Bass Guy. That was basically his idea, so shout out to him. Pinhead versus Jason. I'll be down for that. I'll be again, like I'm one of those people. I actually like Freddy versus Jason. Was the movie great? Not necessarily, but it wasn't terrible. The idea in itself was fire. The fact that Jason could that Freddy could body Jason in the dream world, and that Jason could body Freddy in the real world was so fire. Like, it's so lit. I think what made it clunky was the acting of some of the people that they chose in the cast. That's what it boils down to. And the main character people didn't care about. When you have a scary movie, your main character, people have to care about him. That's why those first Freddy Krueger movies was classic, because you cared about Alice. You cared about what happened to Alice, yo. She up there fighting for her life not to go to sleep. Got her homeboys, like, yo, wake me up every 15 minutes, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, we cared about those movies. So I think that would be an absolute knockout the park. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. District Council 33 in Philadelphia begins their strike, sanitation strike. Started July 1st, and it's already piling up. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. So basically, the Philly sanitation in this particular district have gone on strike, and the streets of Philly is paying for it. I mean, if you seen the reports that's coming out, you've seen the trash. I mean, it's piled up to the brim already. They started July 1st, mind you. July 4th just passed, right? So that garbage, and on top of that, we're just leaving the weekend. So I can't even imagine on the 7th, that Monday morning, that trash is not going to be out of this world. So the city of Philly, y'all need to pony up and pay these workers. Like, it's so funny to me that all these entities been making billions of dollars for so long, and they try to penny pinch the people that work so hard for the area that they live in, the city that they stay in. Don't you want your city to be clean? Don't you want to rid yourself of rats and roaches and all types of stuff that could be harmful? I don't understand cities that penny pinch, knowing that they have money to take care of these things, knowing that they have the budget. Some cities are in a budget strike. Are in a budget crisis. But a place like Philadelphia is not, bro. It's not. It's too rich in culture, and too like the money comes, bro. So they can do this. Like, I don't understand why they can't do this. Philly is known to be kind of dirty already. Certain parts of Philly. So, the parts that they care about is spectacular and beautiful. But any city could be dirty. Is whether they care about it or not. Like I remember, I did my show series. Well, my tour last year, and one of the cities that I did was Dallas. And when I got to Dallas, at least when I got to Dallas, I'm like, yo, Dallas is wild clean, bro. At least the area I was in, it was wild clean. And I'm like, yo, this is the cleanest big city I've ever been to. It was clean. Now, for those who watch this that's from Dallas, they're like, yeah, you ain't go to this part or go to that part. The area I was in, it was clean. And I was like shockingly surprised. So, and I again, I was in Dallas, I was in San Antonio, I was in Houston, I was in Austin. Dallas, from the area I was in, was the cleanest. So, you know, again, people could care about their city, and it's not necessarily the people. Their job is to be sanitation worker, come up and take care of, clean up the trash. Pay those workers to do that. Can't continue to penny pinch. It's crazy. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Question. Are events for women, are they scams? Again, this is a question. Are events for women, are they scams? This come in light of the Essence Fest. I don't know if people are still engaged into Essence Fest. I guess not, because it was underwhelmingly unattended. Like, the attendance of Essence Fest was crazy. Like, it was barely anybody there. And normally, Essence Fest would be popping. It'd be popping, especially before COVID. It was popping. Now, all of a sudden, Essence Fest, it feels like a money grab for the people who do it and put it together. So, so to say it's a scam, I think so. Anything is a scam where you have a product that's supposed to be of culture and it doesn't reflect that or dictate that. When it comes to something like the Essence Fest, attendance is required. So if you don't have people attending it, then there's a disconnection on your festival. So is it a money grab? Is it a scam? I think so. I think so, because it's not good. Like, what are people looking forward to with Essence Fest moving forward? So I really believe that. Shout out to Alicia in the building. Appreciate you tapping and hit them hearts. Hit them hearts. Think tanks for women can be no harm. Shout out to William. Have you heard about what Jesus Christ has done for us? Appreciate you tapping in, William. Did your big one with that, man. Hit them hearts, hit them hearts, hit the 100s in the chat. Appreciate you, William, man. So yeah, I think it's a money grab. I think it's a cash grab, because they know they're gonna make some type of money, but the product is gonna be underwhelming. From what I've heard through these years, that the people that they come, the keynote speakers, the performances, the merchandise, the culture, the energy is always top tier according to Essence Fest. And for the past few years, it's been worse and worse. And they said this is the worst attended Essence Fest ever. So is it a cash grab? In my opinion, is it a scam? Yeah, I think so. So, all right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. The proposed travel ban has expanded, includes 36 countries. Again, the proposed travel ban has expanded and included 36 countries. Some of these countries are known at, well, not known as, some of these countries are Angola, Antigua, Faso, Cabo Verde, Cambodia, Cameroon, Dominican Republic of Congo, Dominica, Egypt, Ethiopia, Gabon, Gambia, Ghana, Libya. I'm not going to go through all the countries, but Tanzania, South Sudan, Uganda, Zimbabwe, Zambia. So you get the point that I'm making. So they're expanding. It's a proposed travel ban for these countries. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me put this down real quick. But yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. Um, Here's how I think. If you're not on USA time, then we're not gonna mess with you. Like me as an individual, if I go to these places, and I've said this previously before, if I go to these places, I'm gonna respect the values and the culture of these places. I'm not gonna do things or say things that's in disrespect of these places. So when it comes to as far as business, if we can't meet on the business aspect, if I'm a business of the US and they're a business of their countries or respective countries, and we can't come to some sort of meeting of the minds, then guess what? We don't need to be dealing with each other until we come to meetings of the mind. Because you're not going to give me what you want to give me, and then the thing that I need on my side, you can't acquiesce. It's not going to happen. So because I have a business and the US is a business, these countries are a business. So if you don't respect our business, or we can't come a meeting of the minds of our business, guess what? We're going to cut you off. We're going to ban you. So I'm not mad at this at the end of the day, because again, if you don't respect mine, I'm not going to respect yours. And sometimes it don't necessarily have to be a respect thing. It just like, yo, we just can't meet other minds with the business. It's cool. Respect, but I'm going to move on. So I'm not mad at this. In the chat, they're going, really, I don't want to travel to those places anyway. I mean, but regardless of the fact, having a choice matters, right? And just banding it straight out is like, whoa, like, what are we banding it for? But when the business don't meet of minds, guess what? It's going to be a ban. So this has everything to do with finances, with money, with businesses. Going in, out, exporting, importing, has everything to do with that. So if that doesn't happen properly, then guess what? It's not going to work out. So I'm not mad at the U.S. for proposing this ban. Shout out to Paul in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Make sure you hit them hearts, one of our day ones in the building. Appreciate you, Paul. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. A quick rest in peace to Young Noble. He's best known as one of the members of the Outlaw. Used to rap with Tupac as a members of the Outlaw. He unalived himself at the age of 47. Rest in peace to him, and condolence to his family. And, may they lean on God for some sort of peace and some sort of understanding, and hopefully his soul could rest in peace. Quick shout out to Young Noble. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. 2 women sentenced 10 years in prison for the Las Vegas murder of 25-year-old O'Brien. 25-year-old Brian Ortimero. Brian Ortimero Solano. Both 21-year-old Erica Covington and 22-year-old Arania Taylor robbed and killed Brian in Caesar's Palace. I don't know if y'all seen the footage that went up when this happened. You seen them walking into the hotel. They was all smiles. He had women on each arm, like how, most young men would do. 25 years old, you in Vegas trying to find some action, baby. And not to make joke of the situation, but that was his intent, to have a good time. You got 2 young ladies with him. They about to go in a hotel and, hey, have a good time. Unfortunately, shortly after, he was unalived, he was robbed, and these young ladies was sentenced to 10 years in prison for the murder. Um, I think they got off light. I think they got off light. Was it two black women he was with? I believe so. I believe that they was cultured women. I believe so. They was either cultured women. Me personally, I consider, people who are Latinos cultured, but some people don't. Um, are they foundational cultured? No, but I still consider them cultured because it's a part of the makeup. But that's a whole nother conversation in itself. I spoke about that previously. But to answer your question, they are cultured women. I think I've heard of this story. Sad, yeah. So they just released as of a couple days ago that they were sentenced to 10 years. I think they got off light. They got off light. They're going to be eligible for parole in 2033. That's light. It's 2025. That's light for them to rob and kill this man. That is light. And they did it in what they call that premeditative type of thing. So like they had a motive to rob and to kill him because you in Vegas, you're not gonna half step. He out there, he's stunting. He having himself a good time. He probably got on his best shoes, his best pants, his nicest outfit, chains, or whatever the case may be. So he's not gonna go there half stepping. So for him to go looking for a good time, robbing somebody is one thing that I'm just not for. But I don't get people who rob and kill. What was the purpose? If you got the money, now why murder? Some people say, well, I don't want nobody to see my face and for it to come back on me. Okay, then you shouldn't be doing it. And if you're going to rob somebody, you don't need to murder them. You got the money. That's the whole purpose of a robbery, is to get money. So to unalive somebody it just takes on a whole new level. So the fact that they only got 10 years, they 25 years old. So you mean to tell me they could possibly be out by the time that one is 21. I'm sorry, he was 25. One is 21 and one is 22. So one would be 30 and the other one would be 29 when they get out and they unalive somebody. Nah, man. Nah. Robbed? Premeditative? Nah. They should have got life. They should have got life. At bare minimal, 20 years. At bare minimal. Because they robbed themselves of their life. They robbed him of his life. And the things that he could have did with his life. So I'm not jacking this at all. I think they got off easy and they should have got more time. Condolences to his family because they lost a son, and it's like, what are we doing? We can't even have a good time. Now you got to unalive, you got to rob me. I don't jack that, and you going to body me on top of that? Makes no sense. Bro, I thought you was Marcus Houston, no shade. Yeah, Marcus Houston's my cousin. That's my cousin. So I appreciate that. I'm joking. Now, I've heard that all my life, so you know what I'm saying. Make sure you hit them likes, man. Appreciate you tapping in, PJ. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment, our Keep the Lie Alive segment. Y'all already know how I do it, Keep the Lie Alive. So my Keep the Lie Alive for this episode is, be careful how you treat people. Whether good or bad, there's such a thing as being too nice. You can be too nice. There's also a thing on being too ruthless or being just ruthless. Be careful how you treat people. Some people that you meet, deserve a certain type of energy. Some people that you meet deserve return energy. You have to learn how to cipher how to treat people, when to treat people, but you have to be aware how you treat people moving forward, because your legacy is attached to it on top of it. So how you have your interactions, like for example, like you can have a bad interaction with somebody that you support, and because of that bad interaction, you like, yo, I ain't supporting them no more. They was like low key a jerk, and vice versa, right? I could get that, right? So that's why you have to be very careful. But that same person that treated you a certain way, they could have been having a bad day, not meaning that you deserve it, but they have to be aware of how they and where they put their energy at, right? So we have to be careful how we treat each other. So be careful how you treat people. This, I really came up with this mainly for the fact, back at Essence Fest, Lauryn Hill, she's notoriously known for doing this, but Lauryn Hill, she was slotted to perform at Essence Fest, and she didn't start performing until 3 o'clock in the morning. They said she closed the show, and she was 2 hours late. 2 hours late. That's ridiculous. I don't care who you are. You don't have the people that came out to see you. When people see Lauryn Hill a part of to any show, people is going to show up. Why? Because Lauryn Hill is top tier artist. She's Lauryn Hill. She can rap circles around people. She could sing heavenly. It's Lauryn Hill. She has top tier talent. So if they see that name, people are going to support the show. But Lauryn Hill, you cannot have people waiting 2-3 hours to watch you perform. That's so unprofessional. And at the end of the day, it's like that memory, if people wait 2.5 hours to watch you perform, and let's say you have a great performance, people are going to walk away with like, wow, she was so amazing, but I had to wait 2.5 hours just to see her perform. Like, Beyonce, to me, is one of the absolute best performers that we've ever seen in the world. I guarantee you she don't have people waiting 2 hours. Prince, Michael Jackson, Dougie Fresh, all different type of genres, are some of the best performers in the world. And you don't hear an ongoing thing where they have people waiting 2.5 hours to perform. Especially MJ. MJ so cold. I've seen shows. I haven't gone to a show. I've seen shows when MJ will come on stage and stand there for about a good 130 seconds. For anybody that's ever been on stage, ever performed, that's a long time without moving, without saying nothing. And on top of that, the longer you stay still and quiet, the more people go absolutely nuts. Michael Jackson will come out on stage, stand still, and people will fall out. He didn't have a history or a reputation for letting people wait 2.5 hours to watch him perform. So that goes a part of your legacy. That goes to a part of your credibility on top of that, because now when you have people who are booking the shows and they're putting their money up for the shows, we got Lauryn Hill, but you have the venue from 8 to 2. She slotted to perform last because she's Lauryn Hill. She's supposed to perform at 11 o'clock. If she gets there at 1 o'clock, you only have the venue for another hour. That hour or hour and a half before the venue, the show was supposed to be over, because that's the time for the cleanup. So that type of reputation is going to continue to follow and it's not good because it goes to your legacy. That's like a dumb thing to have to be a part of your legacy. That's absolute dumb. That's like being a smart student, but like you're constantly doing something that's not smart. You get all A's, but I get what I'm saying. It's like you're constantly doing something to go against that. So at the end of the day, like it's disrespectful to it's low key disrespectful to the people that's coming to the show. I'm seeing that in the chat. It's disrespectful to the people in the audience. That's an absolute fact, Des. Des Eagle. That's an absolute fact. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful of the people's time. Lauryn Hill is great, but she has a history of keeping this type of, doing this type of thing. I would never pay for a ticket to see her perform. I don't have hours to wait for her to get on stage. I mean I'm not mad at you for that. Shout out to Kirk in the building. Yes, that is. Shout out to Paul. I'm not mad at you for that because as somebody that loves music, I paid top dollar to come see you. I don't want to be waiting for 2 hours. 2 hours is crazy. And then I heard her address this before, and her reasoning was because she's a mom and because there's a lot of moving pieces to her hitting the stage. I'm like, no, you can't do that. We can't do that. You can't do that. All our legacy artists are parents. They have nothing to do with professionalism. My mom had her career. So being that my mom worked in the courts for years. My mom worked for Supreme Court of New York for over 35 years. Imagine her being late all the time. And her response is, I'm a mom. I got 2 boys at home. I don't know what to tell y'all, but, they need me more than y'all need me here. Oh, all right, so pick up your last check on the way out. Like, nobody's disrespecting motherhood, but if this is your job depends on other people. Other people support your business. So if you're constantly that late, people are not going to support. And it's a dumb thing to have on your legacy, on your memory, I don't think people realize the talent of Lauryn Hill, the allure of Lauryn Hill. And I just think this is a terrible thing to be a part of her legacy. So again, be careful how you treat people. That's a part of treatment, having people wait for 2.5 hours. So be careful, y'all. So that's my Keep the Lie Alive for this episode. Yo, y'all been absolutely amazing. Y'all been amazing. Y'all been engaging in that chat all night long. And I appreciate y'all tapping in each and every Thursday and every Sunday at 10:30. For those, if it was your first time watching, I am Ashley Lovechild. Yes, I'm an artist, rap artist. If you have never heard of me, that's cool, but you heard of me now. Continue to follow the music, support the podcast. I'm on every music platform at Ashley Lovechild. So make sure y'all tap in. So, you know what I'm saying? I got that new EP out for those who've been supporting the music. Continue to support the music. My new EP is out right now. Again, just type in Ashley Lovechild. My new EP, Winner's Loyalty, will pop up. So make sure y'all tap into that, especially for those hip hop lovers. So make sure y'all tap in. Also, I want to thank some of the sponsors of the show, Bravo Section, Button Snaps, and OUV Records. If you're interested in becoming one of the sponsors of the show, hit me on Instagram at Ashley Lovechild. But only if you're serious, cuz I will, you know what I'm saying? All right, so again, I want to thank y'all for supporting the show. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, and share button. Like, subscribe, and share button. Hit that all notification bell. Just never know when I'm going to pop up. There's also memberships. We got memberships, different memberships, gain different access. There's links in the bio, so make sure you tap into that. We also have fire merchandise. Make sure y'all tap into the merchandise. Hit them links down below. You get 10% off on all merchandise. Use the promo code BrothersPod. Again, BrothersPod. Use that promo code. You get 10% off. Just hit the links in the bio. Got over 450 rewatch videos of this podcast on this channel, the Ashley Lovechild channel. So make sure y'all tap in. Great for conversational starters, friends, family, acquaintances, co-workers. So make sure y'all tap in. We talk about everything here, whether it's sports, entertainment, social commentary, obviously, you know, like I said, entertainment, music, movies. We talk about everything here. So make sure y'all share and engage in those comments as well. Also, we're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We are a little over 11,000 subscribers. So again, continue to support. We appreciate it immensely, and thank you for y'all support. I always feel like I'm missing something. This has been episode 174. I can't believe we've done 174 episodes of the podcast. You know, so shout out to y'all for supporting, and we're gonna continue to grow this thing up. We're gonna continue to grow. Again, like, subscribe, and share. Send those links out to your friends. You know, we are unkept secret over here, so make sure y'all tell y'all friends. Check us out. Again, we're going to be on this Thursday at 10:30. I will be popping up throughout the week. So just be on the lookout by random all through the day. I will be popping up, so make sure y'all tap in, hit that all notification bell. Y'all already know what time it is, man. It's love. And I'm going to see y'all this Thursday at 10:30. I'm out. Oh, hold on. I want to quickly shout out to some of the people in the chat. Y'all been engaging all night. I want to thank you again. Shout out to King P for the gifted. Big time love. Shout out to Ebony. Shout out to Coach Talk. Shout out to Riley. Shout out to Love. Loyalty, Success. Shout out to Harry in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Shout out to Desi. Shout out to Pro Tracks in the building. Hit them likes, y'all. Hit them likes, hit them 100s, hit them likes, hit them 100s. Shout out to Thomas. I'm not going to shout everybody out, but I just wanted to shout those people out. Shout out Paul in the building. It's too many to name, but again, I just want to take the time just to shout y'all out, to show that love, show that energy. Y'all been showing us love, again, showing me love all through the show. So again, I want to thank y'all. So again, I'll see y'all this Thursday at 10:30. I'm out. It's love. See y'all soon.